Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Tuscany, Truffle and Wine Experience. This is, of course, organized by the Italian National Tourism Board of US and Canada, and we are very happy here to see today, of course, once again, a large contingent of participants. So it's a lot of you. Thank you very much for speaking with us. This is already the fourth chapter of the Tuscany saga, of the web series on Tuscany. I want to thank all the attendees from the US, from Canada, and of course also our friends from down south, Mexico and Puerto Rico. Now, as I said, once again, this is the fourth chapter of the five web series on regional Tuscany. Of course, a very rich region, something that I'm sure most of you attendees aware of, and therefore we are very grateful to have them here today to tell us more about it, and today specifically truffle and wine. Marta, I'll stop talking because it's boring. The title, once again, is very self-explanatory. Truffle, wine, why Tuscany? Thank you very much, and let us know everything that's interesting about this beautiful region.
Yes. Thank you, Francesco. I show you my screen and share my presentation. So what I would like to present today is a truffle and wine experience. So two of our wine top products in Tuscany. So Tuscany, I don't think Tuscany is so famous like other regions for truffle, but in Tuscany you can find four kinds of truffle. So the black, the white, so the white is the finest truffle, and other two kinds. We can find truffles in Tuscany on the hills during all year long, almost all year. The best period is in autumn. And we also have a lot of fairs, little fairs, local fairs, but we have three important truffle festivals. So we are going down with the presentation. You know that the truffle is going to be found out with dogs and the truffle hunter. So later, Massimo will speak about the truffle hunter job, and it's a tradition in Tuscany, a family tradition. So truffle, and we are presenting the places, the best places where you can find the truffle and the truffle hunting. So the best three places are in Tuscany, Mugello, as for the one who joined the presentation about Mugello with Christian. So the truffle in Mugello is 30 half an hour by car from Florence and 1 hour and 15 minutes from Pisa. So San Miniato in the provinces of Pisa. San Miniato is also one of the stops of Via Francigena, for example. Oh, wow. So one stop in San Miniato is fine, even if you are doing a trekking trip, and you can match trekking together with truffle hunting. It's fantastic, and it's on the hill just over Pisa, on Pisa, and Crete Senesi, San Giovanni d'Asso in Valdorcia. So wow. These are the three areas. Valdorcia is a little bit more distance from Florence and Pisa, but you can, in these three locations, you can reach them just in one day trip. So it's possible to do truffle tasting and truffle hunting just one day if you are in Tuscany for other reasons, and for a tour or just for vacation. You just take your car and driving to these locations if you are not right there. So what about, so Mugello is in the north of Tuscany. San Miniato is the place where Massimo is coming from, and the Crater Senesi is Val d'Orcia. So all the territory around Siena, in the south of Siena, is full of truffle. The fairs, so the festival, the Truffle Festival, they are open to the public, and they are a very nice experience because you can find truffle in the booth. They offering you the truffle experience, and you can taste some different truffles or tasting truffle on different foods. So how to cook truffle. And we have the most important is the one in San Miniato in Pisa at the end of November, from the middle to the end of November. So I really hope some of you is able to come in November to Tuscany and having this magic experience. So, and Volterra Gusto in also is also a very nice experience, and the white truffle market always in November, but in the first part of November in San Giovanni d'Asso in Val d'Orcia. So you can combine this truffle experience together with other experiences in Tuscany. And speaking about the other product, not very well known, we just selected three white wines, different white wines in 3 different places of Tuscany. One is Monte Carlo e Colline Lucchesi, near Pisa. So in the north of Pisa, of Lucca, is there is a very important wine production, but not the wine you are used to know like Chianti. They have the 2 different wines, Colline Lucchesi and Monte Carlo DOC. So this area, the one I'm indicating right now, is very near to Pisa and just 1 hour car from Florence. You can find a little vigneron like Giampi, and Giampi today will present his production and his little winery. But the products are a top quality product and organic product, because this area is really very wild. So something unusual also to visit. So another important area is San Gimignano for the white wine. Vernaccia of San Gimignano is one of the perhaps better known white wine in Tuscany, and is made in San Gimignano. So together with Tower, we can offer you a glass of white wine. And the Bolgheri Vermentino. Bolgheri is very well known for Super Tuscans, the wines of the Super Tuscans wine. The most are red, but they are also producing Vermentino in Bolgheri. So it's a DOC label, and it's a fresh and lovely wine we are used to drink with fish, and on the coast is lovely at during the sunset, just doing an aperitif. So it's another way to live the coast, the Tuscan coast.
Sure.
So together with the truffle and wine experience, there is the truffle hunting, as I told you before. The wine experience you can combine during the tasting truffle and different kind of wine of local wines. So the wine tours, and there is also a museum in San Giovanni d'Asso about the truffles. And what I would like to suggest are the festivals, because festivals you enjoy together with the Tuscan people,
Yeah.
what is it our how can I say, tradition on food and wine, because in the festival you can find both, and drinking and tasting everything, but the most important things, you are tasting and drinking the local products, and you can meet the local producers. So I finish with our website, visittuscany.com. This is my last presentation, because in the next week I will just introduce Florence. So I thank you for the attention, and I leave the word.
Thank you, Marta. That's awesome. I mean, like, it won't be the same without you, of course. But of course,
No, I'm coming next week, but I'm just speaking to free. I don't do any presentation today and the last weeks, because the Florence Convention Bureau will do it.
To take care of that.
I will introduce Florence as Florentine. So I will introduce my experience.
Looking forward to that. But today, the beautiful country said, today, truffle, wine. I don't know what to start. So I want to start with Massimo. I think I'm going to have to mute you so that you can have a chance to talk to us. Give me a second. There we go. Here you are. Now you have the ability to speak. Now, Massimo,
Hi, welcome.
I see something in front of you. What is it that I'm looking at?
This is my treasure, and I have a special guest today.
Of course, the more the merrier.
We have Stella.
Oh, here we go.
She is my superhero. She is the real truffle hunter. So,
what's her name?
Stella.
Stella.
Yes,
Stella is the reason why you have this truffle in front of you. Is that correct?
Yes. With Stella this morning, we have found this one. So it's a good result this morning. So
yeah,
probably you understand that I am a truffle hunter. My family is an old tradition to go for truffle hunting, and I live in one of the places in the world, in one of the few places in the world where you can find the top quality white truffle. And this is thanks to Mother Nature. We have a special habitat, so soil, trees, weather, and permit us to find truffle all day around. Of course, each season have its kind of truffle, and in particular, we can find in the fall winter the white truffle, so the famous one, the food of the god. I live here. Saminato is the town where in the 1954 was found the biggest truffle in the world, 2 kilos and 500 grams. So if people come here, they can see the statue in Saminato in the honor of the biggest truffle. Wow. And in the statue, you can see the truffle hunter, Mr. Arturo Gallerini, the biggest truffle, and his dog, Parigi. So the dog for us is like the superhero. So we are very proud of our dog, and I'm very proud that Stella is coming here for a few seconds because now she go in the garden. And I was a starter when I was a kid to go for truffle hunting because my grandfather Lino was one of the first truffle hunter in Tuscany. My dad Salvatore was the president of the Truffle Hunter Association, so I really grew up in the middle of truffle. They teach me everything, so the love for the dog, the respect for the nature is really important for us because the truffle is very, very sensitive product, in particular the white truffle, because if there is a little bit of pollution, the truffle don't grow up. So we need to preserve and respect the habitat. Perfect. And the passion for the tradition, because as my grandfather say, you become a truffle hunter only in one life. So I have prepared a little video to introduce
totally.
What we do with my dad and my sister. You can see also my family.
Got it. Looking forward. It's great. I mean, even when we were doing the rehearsal, Massimo, I remember sort of mentioning the fact that I think it's very hello, John. Mentioning the fact that to me, and I think also to the attendants, it's really refreshing to see this such a novel ingredient that usually is associated to haute cuisine and sort of experiences that are associated necessarily with the upper echelon of sort of very refined dining experience. Seeing it actually in a more sort of rural level and seeing that it really can be, and it is indeed in some parts of Italy, something that you can consume almost on a daily basis, and it just really enhances the flavor of whatever it is that you are eating. So
yes,
yeah.
Our main we want to teach the people how to know the real one. So we was start to proposing this a real experience, because we really go in the forest and we try to find truffle with our guests. We come back, we cook together the truffle, so they can see step by step. And in the end, as you can see in the video, we call our guest our ambassador, because they help us to preserve the tradition, preserve the habitat where I grew up, the food of the god. And of course, they are able to go in a shop and to know what they buy. This is a really, really important step. So we are very, very proud to share, but we can't share and teach by video, because when I explain, the people look at me like when you explain the Christmas day to the kids, and they don't believe in me. So we have to show, and we have to try to go in the forest. They smell the forest, they smell the real truffle, and they can understand the difference. It's very, very easy, but people have to try to do this.
Perfect. So if you can, especially because the audience that we have, as I said several times, of course, we have agents, tour operators, also journalists or writers, I should say, and bloggers. If you can walk us through, like, let's say I want to come and visit you, Massimo, what is the day with you looks like? What I should expect when I meet you? What is going to happen in terms of the experiential part of sort of come and visit you?
But we can do this every day. On my website, they can find all the indication, but we can do this every day, in the morning, in the afternoon. It's not necessary to start very early in the morning. We need about 3-4 hours to complete the experience. So we are very in the middle from Pisa and Florence. So from Florence is 25 minutes by car or by train, not very far. And in few hours, we call Truffle ambassador, because they can start to know the real one. So it's not difficult. It's important for us, because we teach that we don't go for truffle hunting with a big pig of 200 kilos, but we go with a dog, as you can see. For a dog, it's not constriction is not a work; is a game. We teach when they are a little puppy, and you have seen the video. They are very happy when they find truffle, and that's it. But when people start to go for truffle hunting, they understand how it's difficult, that is not easy in November to go in the forest and remain 3-4 hours. Of course, with our guests, we remain 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, and not much more.
And you usually end up with a meal. Is that what happens? So first you go to the hunting thing, and then you have a meal in your place where you eat the truffle.
That is my kitchen, and usually when we don't have the problem with the COVID, people can sit there. We cook together like in a family. We speak about truffle, other things, so we enjoy with the local wine. Also, we try to join with some particular wine. The white wine or the sparkling wine are the best with truffle, because we have to respect the taste of truffle, so not Chianti in this case. And we propose every day something different, something sweet with truffle, second dish, first dish, pasta, and we cook together. So they can see step by step what we use, and in particular that we use the real one, not a truffle product. Unfortunately, the main part of the truffle product are not truffle.
I have a question for you that I didn't ask you yesterday. I don't know if it puts you on a spot, but if I come there with your dog, I find the truffle, I eat some of it. Do I get to go home with what is left over, or it's yours to keep and I have to buy it from you? How does it work, the truffle?
I don't understand very well the question, but probably.
No, the question is that basically, if I do there, I come with you, we go for truffle hunting, we find the truffle with Stella, we go back to your place, you make a meal, you use some of the truffle. If there's some left over, can I take it home with me? It's mine to keep because I found it, or it's yours?
Usually the truffle that we find in the forest are not a good quantity to prepare the meal, so we have to use other truffle. As you can see, we have truffle in the fridge every day.
Gotcha.
Are not included, but when the people want to buy, they are welcome. We teach to buy truffle, so in the end they are able to buy. In case they like an examination in the end, okay, you have to buy the best one. And sometimes it's a game, but we are very happy when the people are able to know the real one, and when they know the real tradition, because unfortunately in the newspaper usually you read about the stupid person, because the truffle hunter is a person that have the light in the haze, big respect for the nature. There is, my grandfather say me, to become a truffle hunter or a tartufai, as we can say in Tuscany, you need a life. So still now I am an apprentice, and it's about 35, 38 years to go for truffle hunting.
Wow. So congratulations. Thank you very much once again. As I said, even during the dry run, you really exude your expression, enthusiasm that you have for what you do. Of course, it was a nice time. It's always like almost unfair to see that beautiful dog that sort of like this puts you right on the spot. Now, we move from the truffle, and now there's the wine portion of the presentation. Giampi is there with a bouquet of flower. I don't know exactly for who is intended, but I want to thank you again, Massimo, and now Giampi. So let's talk about wine. It looks like, again, during the dry run, you're very passionate about it, and you talk about it specifically an area that is probably not as known to our attendees where you produce this wine. So tell us where you are, what you do, and why it's so special. Ciao, Giampi. Welcome. Oh, no. Did you freeze up? Are you there, Giampi? As I said before, there's a problem with the connection from where he is. As you can see a little bit here where he's at. He's on the bottom of the Apuane. Oh, no. Giampi, are you there? Okay, so while we're waiting for him to reconnect, because once again we are in a very rural part of Tuscany. Marta, I forgot. Do we actually have a video from Tuscany that I forgot to launch? Huh? I can't hear you.
Sorry, because we have a video from Tuscany,
Okay.
from Dorcia.
Perfect. So let's okay, Jumpy. Well, okay. Are you with us, Jumpy? Okay, let's watch the video. Perfect. So we saw the Valdorcia, which of course is very popular, and now I believe Jump is ready to go. So let's take advantage of the connection that might fail every second. So Jumpy, take it away. I introduce you to our attendees. You're ready to go. We are eager to hear about wines and what you do and why you like it so much. Now, Jumpy. Are you there, Jumpy? Oh, I think we need your dog Massimo to find the connection because I think it's lost somewhere. So we probably need like.
Is the problem to live in the countryside?
Exactly, Jumpy. Oh, that's such a shame, Jumpy. So just so we give our attendees what you just saw, the video you just saw, it's called a section of Tuscany. It's called Valdorcia, and it's it's the area. It's east part of the region, south of Siena. It's a very well-known area, especially in terms of sort of Montepulciano being one of the places that is more recognizable with Pienza. I think we talked about in the past, and one more part of the rural part of Tuscany that absolutely needs to be pointed out. But Giampi actually is not in Valdorcia. It's actually more north. And I can start talking about what he does, hopefully. But he basically has his vineyard, which I believe is not right at the bottom of the Alpi Apuane. In fact, I was asking him before when we actually had the connection to show us something from the windows and asking how was the weather and see if he can see. He says, you can't quite see the top of the Alpi Apuane, and I don't know if our attendees are familiar with it, but the Alpi Apuane have this so the Apennine very close to the water. You can see from La Versilia, from the water there. And I think the characteristic is the fact that they have this marble caves, and in fact they always look like they have snow on top of it, which is actually not true. It actually is marble, and it's why it's a remarkable destination to visit. And his vineyard, if he ever connect ever again with us, and we're all dying to hear from him, but it's again at the foothill of this beautiful mountain. Now he would have probably sort of discussed with us some of the characteristic of the wine that he produces. This, I believe, has a lot to do with the three things that he was showing us: the soil, the the vegetation around this vineyard, and of course, this intangible of the passion and the air that makes it, very unique. I'm trying to take words from his presentation, which was very beautiful, and also I remember he was sort of mentioning the fact that how unique it is to actually taste his wine, or any wines for that matter, where they actually are produced. You have a better understanding of those products connected to where they actually are produced. You see around and smell the air and sort of see the grapes where this beautiful product is coming from. Giampi, are you there? I'm doing your entire presentation, man. I wanted to do it because it was so beautiful. I'm afraid that, yeah, Marta.
Yes, I think he has a really bad connection today, but I just wanted to add that Truffle Farmhouse, the vineyard, are in Lucca province and faces on the side which is facing the coast, so the Sicilia coast, so in front of Camaiore, and from this part of Colline Lucchesi, so Lucca's hills, you can see the coast and the sea. And it's a wonderful place where he is located and where the farmhouse is. So it's also very nice one-day trip from the coast to the Colline Lucchesi and Monte Carlo to enjoy a wine tasting and the wine tasting experience about the white wine we produce. So this is an example of a very little cellar and of a little Tuscan producers. So everything is, how can I say, handmade, and everything is, there is no inside, everything is local, and we can say real organic. So everything is done for, how can I say, the first consumers of our little companies are the producers. So, and the families producers. So the system they use to produce is a real organic. So even if they don't have a certification, but they don't use
it really is, really, of course, is.
Yeah.
So, you know what? In this few seconds, we can launch the poll, and hopefully by the end of it, he will magically reappear. And so, we usually, people have done this webinar a couple of times. We just throw a couple of very simple questions to see if you're still with us and paying attention to what we do. So I'm going to launch the first question, which is, I believe, a no-brainer, but I never know. So here we are. What kind of truffle can you find in Tuscany? The black truffle, the white truffle, or purple truffle? I mean, like, this is, of course, kind of easy. Of course, it's a, I would say, like, what kind of special truffle you can find, and I believe the answer should be pretty self-evident. I mean, people are, of course, singling out the truffle that should not, be found, and most of you have sort of answered. And in a few seconds, I'm going to close the poll. We talked at length about this specific truffle. I think the question should have been phrased slightly more precisely, but definitely most of you got it right. So I'm going to close the poll right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Close the poll. I'm going to share the results with my guest. Here we go. Yes. So the correct answer, yes. Of course, you can also find the black truffle, but the white truffle, which is the one that sort of we talked about length, is of course the one that we can definitely find in Tuscany and makes it the whole different. Now, I'm going to close this one and I'm going to show you the second question, which once again, I think Marta, she touched on that, and it says the following. Here we go. The question starts. So where is Monte Carlo located? Okay, is it near Lucca, Siena, Volterra, or Arezzo? Again, is Monte Carlo located near Lucca, Siena, Volterra, or Arezzo? And of course, let's see our guests. Okay, they started seem to actually get it right, most of them. It's a toss-up between Lucca and Siena. And I give you a few more seconds. But of course, in Italy, not Monte Carlo. Of course, like in the United States, Monte Carlo is, the Principato is the little sort of nation across the board from Italy in the beginning of France. But in this case, it's the beautiful Monte Carlo, close to. Let's see. I give you a few more seconds. Most of you have voted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Close the thing. And here we are. Polling says that it's, of course, near Lucca, which I believe is the correct answer. Am I right? Marta, is that close to Lucca? Of course. So you know something about your geography. It always says Americans are not good at geography, but it seems that today it's not right. So it is true. So I'm going to...
San Gimignano is in the provinces of Siena,
Yeah.
but Monte Carlo is in the province of Lucca.
Perfect. Okay, got it. So let's go to some question and answer, because I'm afraid that jump is gone for good. I see a black dot, black square where he's. Can you hear at the least? Jumpy, are you there? No.
It's like I have another question.
Please, go ahead.
I have a question for the guest. What is this?
Oh,
I have saw this in the video. This is the tool that we use to dig out truffle. It's illegal to go without this, because this is thin and flat. See? And we make a little hole. So we respect Mother Nature with this. Jumpy is come back.
Jumpy, you're here. Go ahead. Start. Per l'amor di Dio. Go ahead. Hi. No, microfono, accendi il microfono. Use silence. Open the microphone. You premi sul microfono. You're muted. No. You're self-muted. You have to click on the red microphone and make it green so we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
With the organization. Before I stop again, flowers for all of you.
Grazie.
White wildflowers. Wild rock, calcitic rock from my vineyards. Tom. For the telephone company, of course.
Of course, yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think I have just a few minutes this moment.
Don't worry, you have all the time you need, but just do it before you lose the connection.
There is a question, or I make my little show with the 3 glasses. What do you think?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
There is a difference. I don't like to talk about my own wine because obviously it's I don't like white producers say, oh, my great wine is so good, is so excellent, is so it's obvious. Everyone says this. So I prefer to try to people understand why the same glass of wine, my whites or another white or another wine in general, apparently it's the same if you have your glass bought in a shop at home or in any other place. There is only a particular place in which you drink exactly the same wine, but there is some mysterious, usually hidden glasses where there is no wine inside. For example, in this glass, not easy to see, but I try to pour. Maybe you see that is sand.
Okay.
Sand. Then, very important glass. Then another glass. Maybe here you
Yeah, I can see
see a
it.
little
Pebbles,
bit of
pebbles, stones, pebbles.
this is there are little rock. I cannot put big rocks like this only
Good.
for my company. Okay, then the third very important glass, very delicate, because yeah, okay, I open, there is apparently nothing inside.
Yeah.
But what is inside? My microclimate, my air, my wind, my rainfalls, if there are rainfalls. Now is sunshine, and so no drops. The difference in temperature between day and night, the environment, very particular environment of the valley. I am in a valley named Valfreddana. Translated in English is Cold Valley, and is one path, a very important path of the Via Francigena. I have had in the modern Via Francigena only one pilgrim since in the last 20 years. I sold a bottle of the only one pilgrim to €1 because I want to pay. No, you are the first pilgrim of this very important. Do you want to pay 1 cent?
Wow.
The fact is that we are in the northern eastern corner of the triangle. Let me see the shape of Tuscany. Before there was a Martha's map, very well done, and there everything is very different compared to the Tuscany below the Arno River. There you find the smooth, very round hill. Here you find peak of mountains, 2,000 meters high, some of them, a very hard and wild nature, a coolest climate than central and southern Tuscany, and this makes a difference in wine. If you come here, you can feel on your skin what is inside the third glass, and you can walk on touch with your hands what is
on the
other kind of soil I have, because being in a valley, the soil in the earth in the bottom of the valley is completely different than what is on the hill, that is very rocky. And this make a difference because the living beings that are the vine plants have different reaction to through their roots. And this is why it's important to go, to see, to touch, to drink maybe the same wine at home, but if you have some curiosity more, and if you want to do one step more, it's important to go where white truffles or Tuscan white wines are born.
Yeah. So it's almost like what you're saying. It helps you understand better the quality of the wine, and also in a way kind of tastes different because just being there and seeing and walking where this wine is produced, have a better appreciation about the wine.
Yes, this is very important. I think especially for the very small or stop again. But do you hear my voice?
Okay. I can hear. Go ahead.
Especially for the family business, the very small wine producers as we are, it's just a family business because
is not the normal touristic tour through a medium or big cell. There is the possibility to talk, to communicate, to have an exchange of experience. If people come to me, I say it's not important. I don't want to talk the 80 or 90% of the time. I try to limit myself to the 50% of the time, because I want to make question to them as wine lovers, as wine simply consumers, as normal people from another country. Is richness for me, something more. It's a change, it's an exchange. And this can help also the visitor to have an idea of the Italians, supposing that I am not a good, an average, not too much bad Italian.
Oh, you're a great Italian.
Also to the place where I live, Lucca, the village around Lucca, the Versilia Coast, the Apuanece Mountains, the fact that Lucca was a town of mills everywhere, because the water from the Apennine Mountains, for this number of valley, people think still today that the first time I was in the United States, are you from Lucca? Olio. They went to put in the kitchen the olio. There was written Lucca. No one olive from Lucca was inside there.
Sure, right.
So
At least the name was there.
the main company, and still today there are, of course, family artisan, small but excellent production of olive oil, another white or yellow stuff, but pepper mills, for example. That is the industrialization of a process where the water power was so important centuries and centuries ago.
Perfect. So let me ask you, people can come in, of course, the simplest question, people can come and visit your vineyard and get a taste of your wine?
Yes. It's the best part of our job. Maybe the only remaining very, very good part of our job. All the rest, bureaucracy, you are more or less close to suicide. But that part give you the force to go on with your job.
The strength to go on. Got it. Yeah. The other question, of course, that everybody will ask: how can I get hold of your wine? What is the exact name of your wine, if it's indeed exported in the United States and Canada?
I'm not exported at the moment in United States and Canada. I'm sorry.
So we need to come there and taste it.
Sorry?
So we need to come there and taste it.
Come there? Yes, it's the only way at the moment. No other possibility.
Talking to you and get a nice glass of wine.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go now to a quick question and answer. See, all our attendees have had a chance to actually send us some questions. Let me see. I'm gonna skim it through and see if I can find some that sort of you are interested in answering. Of course, we ran out of our time because of the internet connections sort of fell through. But let's see. Very simple question. Do the white or black truffle differ in taste? And the purple one as well. That's what they put in. Do they have a different taste?
Yes, each type of truffle have a different.
1 second. Wow. Your microphone. Talk now. See if we can hear you.
Okay. Each type of truffle have its taste. Okay, when the people think truffle, they have to think different kind of underground mushroom. So we have to combine with different food, different ingredients. If you use the black truffle like the white, you wrong, and you don't taste nothing. So we have a different recipe. If people come here in July and they come back in November, they find a completely different recipe, completely different method of hunting. We have in the world there is about 53 kind of truffle. The main part are without taste. Is the fake one. We call it Truffle. Is white inside. It's not good. There exists also the purple truffle, but is not good. And that are completely different. Two kinds of mushroom.
Yeah, perfect. The other one, actually, it's an interesting one. If you have a vegetarian, vegetarian visiting you, when it comes to the catering part, with the meal part, would you be able to accommodate their vegetarian needs, or it's a challenge?
Of course, also because the truffle usually we don't join with meat. So usually we use everything that is good also for the vegetarian, like we make like a starter example, a chickpeas soup with truffle, or a pasta dish with truffle. The famous dish, the best one in the world, is the truffle egg. So in only a few cases we use meat, just on the tartare, but just in a few cases. So it's very easy for us to say welcome to all the people. They can when they book the experience, they write to me. There is a form where they can write a special request, but usually we don't use meat, so they are safe.
And now I have the last question. I think this is for Jumpy. Jumpy, what is the perfect sort of meal that pairs very well with your wine? How, what would complement best your wine in terms of food?
Any kind of seafood, of course. But I must say also vegetable soups, and because they are full-bodied wine, I look for complexity in white. I try not to produce simple white, but whites that has the same richness and complexity as the red wine have. So also meat, why not? Chicken meat, prosciutto e melone, normal Toscan merenda with salami or prosciutto and so on. The only important thing is there is not a red or deeper red or brown sauce. In this case, it's better to go to white because it kills the white. But this is my opinion. I'm a professional.
So your opinion is very
valuable. Professional in wine, but the match between wine and food is very, very difficult. It's in some way a different job. In some way.
I want to thank all of you. This actually conclude the presentation, and I forgot to mention that. Oh, here you are. I forgot to mention, of course, we want to thank the generosity of Massimo, because the first 10 people, they will be receiving a questionnaire following this presentation. First 10 people answering correctly to the questions that will be sending you your way. Of course, the attendees, you will have a chance to go and visit Massimo and sort of experience with him all that has to do with truffle hunting and eating, and hopefully be able to walk alongside Stella, which looks an amazing animal. So once again, I want to thank, of course, Marta, Massimo, Giampi, and I'm sorry if the connection makes a difference, but I think people got the message how lovely to meet you.
Ciao.
Oh, some solidarity to the United States and Canada. Thank you. We absolutely need it. We wanna come and visit you. Let's leave it like that. To the attendees, on top of the questionnaire that I mentioned, of course, you will receive a survey, give us a sense about the content of this presentation today. If you want to change anything for the one coming up, as Marta mentioned, the last chapter of the saga is coming out next Tuesday, so stay tuned. And, and we will complete our beautiful trip on Tuscany. And finally, again, this is not a solo affair. There's a lot of people working on this. So I want to thank our colleagues from the Toronto office, Salvatore and Sabrina, from our Los Angeles office, Fabrizio and Emanuela, and of course from our New York office, Caterina, Cosmo and Matte. Thank you very much. Goodbye. See you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.